of the experiences, you know what I mean, that with Suge that you can remember where, they actually looked out for you, you know what I mean, when what I mean, you was already gone, like long gone. Has it ever been a scenario where they just reached out and
No,
called you out the blue?
no, he reached out and called, but he ain't never gave me nothing.
Wow.
Not even what they owe me.
Wow.
Nice conversations. The most money I've ever made off of the All Eyes on Me album. I wrote everything I sang on. I sang on everything that was on the record. The most I've ever made at one point, I'm talking about at once, was about $7,500, and that was last December. I wrote "Ain't Mad at You." If I want that song, I gotta pay 99 cents to get it myself.
Wow.
I never
So
seen a dime
you have
from
to pay to get it.
Oh, for sure, and I never seen a dime from him. I go to barbershops and see niggas with plaques on the wall talking about they, to the commerce of such and such and such. I never seen these niggas in my life. I never had a plaque in my life that said my name on it.
And they never said plaque of the record?
No, man, come on. No. Of no record I ever been on. I don't even want the money now. I'd appreciate a plaque.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate recognition from them.
And like because when you look at a lot of the material that was released over the years, man, they have you in pictures with Tupac and with Suge.
Yeah, I know.
I just want to go back to the Source Awards in 1995 when you graced the stage with Suge Knight. Like, that was a lot of publicity. You had a lot of publicity at that age, man.
Oh, for sure. He was putting me on, man. I was in meetings with him. I was adopted by him. He treated me like his son.
So during the time of the 1995 Source Awards, when you guys crossed the stage, did you know all that was going to erupt that night?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I kind of heard of it because I was always around and knew, I knew things that was going on because I hung under Suge. I was right under his wing, so I kind of had an idea. For me, it was, I was 17 years old. 18 years old, so I'm looking at it like I was 17. I'm looking at it like, I'm with them. It didn't matter what we were there to do. I was signed to Death Row, and if we was there to take the seats out of the stadium at that time, I was there to help Suge take the seats out.
Definitely. And that's
Death Row ran.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And you was you was the bad boy R&B then. You know what I mean? With that
sure.
label.
And had to be.
It had to be.
Had to be. It wasn't.
Now it seemed to me that you and Tupac had a real crisp relationship, man. Like, what was
from the time when he got him, from the time we got him from jail. From the time we got him from jail, man, he Suge, we riding in the limo, and Suge telling him about me and telling him about the oldies. I know Danny Boy. I heard him on the soundtrack, and I heard you, bro. And oldies, you don't know no oldies. So we sit in the car, man, and this would be something Suge, myself, and Pac would do. Well, Suge would give us money if you know what oldie. If he started off, if you could finish the next verse, here's $100. Bet you don't know this song. Here's $2,000, and we would do that. And me, Pac, and Suge would ride, and that's all we would do is sing oldies. From the moment I met him, and he'll look at me, and he'd be like, "Hey, sing this song, DB." One song he always liked me singing, man, was Sam Cooke, "A Change Gonna Come." And that's the last song I sung to him. I sung that to him when he was laying in the hospital. And as I sang, his mother asked me to sing. As I sang it, tears was rolling from his eyes to his ears.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I know you've been through a lot over there, man. Now, is it anybody that you still have a relationship with from those days?
I just seen Snoop after all those years, maybe last year, and it was more like I shook his hand, told him I love him, and it was never the whole Death Row thing. It was Suge's side and it was, let's say, Snoop's side. So the blue side and the red side. It just so happened that I was with Suge and I was up under him, that, I hung with him and more his people than with Snoop. So when the whole downfall happened, none of those guys gravitated to me or connected with me. I was more like, You know, I was more like blackballed, so to say.
Yeah. Now, at what point did you notice you was blackballed, man? Like, what? Like, was it when you started reaching out? You know what I mean? After you left, or you already knew, kind of, sort of, that all this was.
No, everybody I went to, you know, once I got smart and started realizing that royalties was old, and you know, when Suge loyalty ran out for me, it was I was trying to do something with my career. Even when I made myself get off of the label or fought to get off the label, I would go to record companies and they still wouldn't sign me. I've been in it ain't a record company that I didn't go in and didn't have a meeting with, and they was like, "What Mr. Knight gonna think?" I'm off of Death Row is all I could tell them, but nobody never gave me that opportunity because I had dealt with him, and you know everybody else kind of, you know, Snoop, the Dog Pound, everybody had a deal with other people. I was more like, yeah, don't mess with Danny Boy.
Yeah, what would you still say the reason would be because of that, man? Because, like you said, you was like his little nephew.
Yeah, well, you know, again, I was adopted by him, so they felt like I was his son. And people didn't want to deal with me. Like, you know, and I was making it clear that I wasn't with them. It was just that, you know, they were either scared, it was either punks in those record labels that was running the label, that anybody could scare. You know, anybody can scare him. How the fucking Suge scared you when he in jail?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and there's still labels these days that still won't deal with me. People these days still kind of leery, won't deal with me because of Suge. Are you kidding? This nigga, I just read from him about him damn near going blind. Like, like what?
Now, let me ask you that now. Like, when you see these articles about him now, man, do you think he's getting the karma that he put out there?
Well, you know, I did an interview recently, man, and Suge has been great to me, man. He's been great to a lot of families. After him getting out of jail, he was a different person.
Yeah.
And when he came out a different person, it affected a lot of people. And I can tell you that most of the people that I knew, 20, 30, I would say 50, 60% of those people were spiritual people.
Yeah.
I don't know about nobody else. I'm anointed. Like this gift that I have, I carry it because my mother gave it to me. And with him messing with that mantle, you can't mess with people's gifts. Because it's easy for Suge to die. It's easy for 6 bullets to kill you, bro. Me and you get shot by 4 bullets, we dead. Here's a man that gets shot 6 times and live and walk away with it. Here's a man get shot with pop in the head, whether it's graves, whatever the story want to be. He get away with it. Here's a man that get knocked out at 50 years old, diabetic. Get away with it. Here's a man that just ran over somebody that was possibly in a situation to get killed when he was incompetent. But he get away with it. It's not that he got 9 lives. It's really simple. It's not he got 9 lives. It would be easy for him to die. That's the easiest thing to happen. You bury him, and then everything that he's done to people is in the grave. It don't work like that. That's not how. Some people call it karma. I like to call it, if I can go a little more spiritual with it, you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
And it's really funny how you put it out, what you put out in the universe, it don't come back the way you do it. You find yourself in weird situations, running people over to something that you didn't even mean to do. How do you get in a situation like that? You get in a situation like that because you do people like Danny Boy like you did him.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's like, I pray for him. I pray for the Lord to, listen, I pray for him daily.
Yeah.
I pray for him to live and not die. I also pray that when he don't have nothing, that I'm able to go to him to give him something.
Definitely.
I'm going to feed him one day. Me, Danny Boy, is going to feed Suge Knight one day. That don't mean a burger. He's going to be in a tight situation, and the man that I am, I'm going to go back and pay him for what he's done for me, the good things.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to go through what he's going through, man. It ain't over. It's not over. It's like, he's not going to die because he's getting sick. He might be sick, blind, broken down before he leaves it. Everybody gone. Everybody might be gone in his life before he leaves here because he got to see the stuff that he destroyed. He got to see it.
Definitely. I know when you was over in can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, no, I was saying I remember when you was at Death Row that you did a lot of work with Casey and not Casey, but Devontae. What's your relationship with Devontae? Like, are are y'all constantly in production, or you know what I mean? I know you said you was traveling with them, but what's the studio work like?
I just been out with Casey and Joe. I talked to Devontae about a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago. And, talking to Devontae, if you know him, is always like talking to him like y'all been talking all week. He just got that inviting spirit, man.
Yeah.
Like he's a musical genius, and whenever we get together, I mean, you have no choice but to go to Devontae's house, and you know that you're going to sleep there for about 4-5 days. He ain't letting you go nowhere. Y'all going to just be working and smoking. It's just all you going to do. So I haven't had an opportunity to work with him in a couple of years, but with this Jodeci thing coming up, I'm sure there's going to be some stuff coming from him.
No doubt, man. Now, let me ask you your ties with Death Row. I know it had new owners just a few years ago. Are you still affiliated or under contract with them?
I'm not under contract. I've been off a contract with Death Row for since I was about 18.
Okay.
I was released from, it was a minor's contract that I signed to. And 18 is when I put in a file, and when I was about 20, 21 is when it was granted that I was released. But I still got records that I own over there as far as writing rights that I tried to deal with those idiots that bought the label, and the idiot John Payne was running it. I tried to deal with them on releasing some of my old material and kind of partner with them. They wasn't spending any money. They had already had the material. And I just don't think I don't think that they've given what they have any justice, because they're not even trying to do right by the people that could help them do it. They got a lot of Snoop records. If they do right by Snoop, it's amazing of probably what they would be able to come with. Those people hold a real Death Row tour in their hand. They hold that. You know what I mean? I think they could pull it together if they were to do right by, the artists that were there. But, they didn't do me right. I didn't make a dime from it. Not sure if it sold anything. I wasn't dependent on it to sell anything because they didn't put nothing into it. They're a piece of shit, just like Suge's a piece of shit when it comes to doing business. Yeah,
let me ask you this. Now, your relationship with Dr. Dre, was it a relationship with you, or you ever worked with Dre?
I worked with Dre twice, man. And it was unfortunately, like, going around that time, it was Suge and Dre were kind of like in the middle, and so I wasn't really able to be around them a lot, or wasn't around them. But I look for that day, man, to get with the real doctor to put together some real music. I look to being able to work with them, and Snoop and all those guys. I look forward to working with all them dudes, man, doing some music. I think it would be incredible. I think the world would love it, and I think it'll be good.
Now, is there anything you can give independent artists out there, man, that's trying to break into the game themselves? R&B artists, rappers. What's something you can give to them that they may not know pursuing this dream?
Learn your craft, not just the mic, not just the lyrics, not just the pen, being able to put it in your little apparatus, your little iPhone or whatever it is, but learn your craft. And I'm saying that, such as, I'll give you an example, a painter. If a painter is going to paint on canvas or whatever material he's going to paint on, he's going to have several different brushes, at least several, if not 100 brushes. Each brush, I'm sure he studied the stroke of each brush, whether it's going to give a thin line, whether it's going to give a thick line. That's studying who he is in order to bring something to the light. And that's the same thing when it comes to artists, man. We as artists, we got to learn with these associations, these ASCAPs and BMI, what they do for us. Don't get caught in the jam like I got caught in the jam. I've been on over 40 million records. And, I can't say I even have a plaque to prove for it, or, I get some royalties now. I get royalties. It's not nothing like what I should have gotten, but it's because I didn't study my craft. I wasn't on top of my business. Nobody is your friend when it comes to doing this business. I'm not saying you can't make friends or you don't have associates, but when it comes to doing business on that paper, it's about paper and business. Nothing to do with friends and family, or, I'm Baby and you Lil Wayne, or no, that you can be my daddy, like, when you cut my check first. Like, you understand? Like, we could be big brothers, and I don't want no jewelry. Like, stop falling in love with what you see. A lot of niggas want to fall in love with the fame of being on TV and wearing jewelry and wearing the tightest shoes they're seeing. That shit go out of style. I had all of that. I was doing all of that. All of that shit that Lil Wayne, everybody doing, I was doing all of that at 16. And it means nothing as a grown man now because I don't have it. I don't have it. You have to be a great steward over what you get in your hand, man. Like, you get that opportunity to get on those records, and it don't last forever. Like, invest your money. Do something outside of music. Really.
Word up. I remember a couple interviews. This still going on between you and this guy, but I'm gonna bring up Ray J. You in a couple interviews, you know what I mean, you said some things about Ray J. I don't know if you guys still have a little tension, or have you seen him since?
Well, I haven't seen Ray J, and you know, through my years, you know, I can honestly say me and Ray J were friends. You know what I mean? Me, Ray J, we he's younger than I am, but we grew up together in Hollywood. That's who I hung with when I was younger. And there was times when he was in compromised situations, I helped him. We know it. We ain't talking about money, but you know, I'm one of the ones that let him drive. You know, when he didn't have a car because he was too young. That was my friend. I love him like a little brother and still do. But you know, I come from a for real. You know, in Chicago, up east, up north. You know where we come from. If we mess with you, we mess with you. If we don't, we don't. Yeah. I'm down with you. I'm down with you if your car got 4 wheels on it. I'm down with you if it got 3 wheels and a spare. It don't matter. And I just feel like when things happen bad, I never ask Ray J for a dime. I got all kinds of rich niggas that I know. I don't ask them for nothing, even in my hungry times. But if I'm your friend when the wine is good and the drinks is good and we got all the good weed and I'm calling all of the hoes up, we should be friends when I can't get those things. And I just think that he let me down as a friend. Like, as a friend, he let me down. And I forgive him now, especially since he's getting his ass whooped by his girlfriends. You know, there's no way that I could want to get involved in, you know, I don't want to fight him. I'm glad she whooped his ass. He's getting paid back for the way he did some of his other friends. I'm just one of the friends that got a mic to tell on him, you know, be able to say some things about him. I'm one of those friends that have said he got a lot of friends that's around him, been his friends for years, that he don't do shit for. Nothing. Yeah. What are we doing this music thing for if you can't help your homies? I'm not saying put them on and, you know, pay their rent and pay their mortgage, but, nigga, if I hang with you for 10 years, and, you know, in 10 years you got $10 million, and in 10 years I'm still talking about, damn, I'm looking for a job, there's something wrong with that picture.
Let's talk about when you went back to Chicago. Did you continue music?
I continued music, man. I started doing gospel plays. Okay. I did that a lot. And as I said, man, I had an opportunity to do songs with Twista, Do or Die, some of the Chicago greatest, man. And, you know, Chicago just wasn't for me. First, it was too cold. And I found myself back in L.A., man. After a couple of years, I went back to L.A. I did a lot of international stuff as far as, you know, plays and shows are concerned as well.
Yeah. Now, do you also do the tours and stuff, man, when they do, like, the on tour, like overseas, and they might perform a couple records Tupac had, you know what I mean? Or do you collaborate?
I can't wait, man. I've been trying to connect with all those people when they do those things. I haven't been invited to any of those things, but I'm waiting.
Right now, you're independent, or you're signed to another label, or what's your situation?
I'm signed to a label out of LA called EDM Global Music, and we're working on a project. Right now, they're working on this reality show right now to do with sort of like, you know, give you an idea of not Atlanta Housewives, but Love and Hip Hop, but the R&B version of, you know, the R&B version for men, you know, the gentlemen of R&B, things like that. So I've been working on that, and, you know, just signing with anybody, man, you just got to deal with them and deal with their timing.
Yeah.
I just, you know, it's nothing, I guess, until you can get to that major point, man. Get on that major string.
That era that you was rocking in, man, would you say it's different? What's going on now? Has it changed?
Oh man, it's changed drastically. It's changed drastically. I mean, none of the black singers is singing no more.
Yeah.
You know, most of them, you know, they got nice voices. I like them. I like Chris Brown, but you know, the nigga rap more than he sing.